A very shiny morning to you all. Here I am once again in front of all my amazing students. So here I am there with another English lesson, and here we go. Let's see. Today I am there with a tale of two cats. So let's see what is there in this tale. Here there is one cat. So students, just tell me, have I talked about this cat earlier? No. And if I spoke the sentence, there is one cat. So have I mentioned something special about this cat? No. So what is it? That means it is a general cat because the cats are many. So in that category, this is one of that cat. So in this case, this is a general cat. And now look on to the another thing. What do we find? We find another cat, right? So here I am going to talk about the crown of this cat. So that is the cat who is wearing a crown. So here I have specified the cat about which I am talking, right? So here it is a particular cat. So now the difference between these two is this was a general one and this is a specific noun. So here we will be choosing the articles according to the general case or specific case. If we are sure about the noun, if we are specifying about it, then we will be using definite articles because we are sure, we are definite that about what we are talking. We are making the listener even clear about it. And here when we are not clear, we are not specifying, we are not clarifying the listener that about which noun we are talking about, then we will be using indefinite articles. Now let's see the categories of articles. Now you must have got that today's topic is articles. And now we have two categories of articles, indefinite articles and definite articles. So what are the indefinite articles? A or an. And then what are the definite article? That is the. So now let's see what is the difference between these two. Let's first start up with indefinite articles. So let me tell you students that the article a or an itself means one, right? So that means whatever is counted, in that case only we will be using these indefinite articles. With the things which are not counted in numbers, so we will not be using indefinite article in that case. So that is with uncountable nouns it will not be used. For example, rice, water, because it cannot be counted. Surely we can use some rice, some water, but we are not able to count it in numbers. So that is why it is taken under the category of uncountable nouns. So what are a and an? How we need to pick up a or an? Let's see. A is used with singular countable nouns, as I have already mentioned that it means one. So then examples of that is given here also. You can even quote some more examples, and I know that you specifically know the difference between the choice of a or an, but I am not sure about that you will be able to make the correct choice or not, because you have incomplete knowledge. Let me just give you complete knowledge. And what is that? Here we are choosing a or an right before the sounds, before the vowel sounds, right? So here we have taken a book because it is a consonant, so we have used a with that. And orange, we have taken an with that because here is a vowel sound. Girl, again a consonant sound, we have used a with that. So now let's see where we use an with vowels, as I have already told you. And what are the vowel sounds? A, E, I, O, U. Here I am there with some another examples too. An apple, an enemy, apple, enemy, inkstand, umbrella, then an hour, an honest, a university, a 1 rupee coin. Here, are you not finding some difference in these examples? Yes, there is a difference. Here, look at the word R. It is starting with H, which is a consonant. But we have used an before that. Why? Because I mentioned that we will be choosing a or an by finding out the sounds. Here we have used up honest, but though we have consonant before that, but here H is silent, and we start speaking this word as honest. So O sound is here, which is again a vowel sound. So that is why we have added an before that. R, same case. So now what is that? A university. Why there is a before this U? Because here again look onto it. We are not talking about the vowel only. We are talking about the vowel sound. So here this sound is A. A as in umbrella. A as in umbrella. So that is why this is starting with U, university. So that is why here we have added A with that. So again here O is a vowel, but what we have used? A before that, because it is 1 rupee note. V sound is there before, with this vowel 1. With this vowel O. So it will take up the and before that. So now moving further, what do I have in the next slide? Let's see. Uses of indefinite articles. So now let's see, where do we use indefinite articles? First we use a or an when we mention something for the first time. I already have explained you up. This examples of it is, I saw a butterfly yesterday. So here we are mentioning a butterfly which I saw yesterday, but here I am just mentioning about it for the first time. So then next, I consulted an optician yesterday, right? It was the first time I consulted that optician. So then use a or an to show someone something belongs to a group. When do we use a or an? When we are talking about that something belongs to a group. That is, doctors are many. But if we'll talk about one of that doctor, then again we will be using a or an before such kind of groups of people. For a people of that group. It was a beautiful butterfly. That is, butterflies are many. But we are talking about one butterfly. So that is why we have added a. Then she is an optician in London. So in London there are many opticians, right? There is a big group of opticians in London. But we are talking about she, that one person, that one lady who is an optician in London, who is one of those many opticians in London, right? So next we use a or an when we mention someone's job or occupation. When we are talking about somebody's occupation, as in artist, doctor, my mom is an artist, Stacy is a teacher. These are the examples. So here we have definite article. we'll talk about it first. That we have talked in indefinite article, that those are used in for countable ones. So now here it may be used for countable ones or uncountable ones, both. So now, but what is the difference? These point out a particular thing or a person, which I earlier told you. Then it is used in with singular countable nouns. These can also be used with uncountable nouns. That is, here I have written singular countable nouns. Minded students, so it would not be used with plural countable nouns. Countable nouns, only singular case, right? Uncountable nouns, both the cases, singular either or plural. So then next examples I have taken up here. A book even can be taken up. The books even can be taken up. Books, plural case. So then what is there? The sugar. Sugar is again uncountable noun, right? So next here I would like to mention you that you must have observed some people speaking the as the, and somewhere they are speaking as the. So what is the difference between these two pronunciations? Actually the difference is of the word following it, the noun following it. If the noun following it starts with a consonant sound, then the pronunciation of the would be the. And if the noun following it would be starting with a vowel sound, then the pronunciation of the would be the, right? So here is the difference between these two, the. So now let's proceed further. So now what is there? Here we have uses of definite article. So what are the uses? Where to use it? Use the after you have about those nouns or whatever things you are talking about or you have talked earlier. So you need to use the with them. Or where you need to use example, here I have mentioned the optician examined my eyes. We have talked about it, about the optician here. So that is why the here. Use the when there is only one of something, when something is unique. So then Prime Minister, the President, they are only one. So that is why we need to use the before them, right? So then next is use the with superlative adjectives. With superlative degrees you are to use the only. Example is, the superlative adjectives. Himani is the tallest girl. Superlative degree is tallest. So we have used the with that. So then is we are to use the when we are talking about groups of people. So example here I have given is the rich don't know how the poor live. So rich is a group of people. Poor here again is a group of people. So here also we are to use the. So now again we are to use the with some geographical features, that is mountain ranges, rivers, seas or oceans. We need to use the before their names. The examples you may refer, right? So next we are proceeding further. Now here is the slide where not to use the, right? So we need to check up. Check-up points are when we speak about people or things in general, which is the basic and foremost point which we discussed at the start. So now example I have taken up, information is money. So that is information is many, lot of information is there. So we are talking about information in general. So we are not using the here. So with the names of sports, subjects and meals, you are not allowed to use the with them. So examples, English, then lunch, breakfast, dinner, or basketball, soccer, whatsoever is this. I have given examples too. You may refer them. So next point is with proper nouns. You are not to use the with the proper nouns. And you remember what are the proper nouns? They are the specific names of persons, places and things. So here I have given examples where I have taken up the proper noun China, name of country. So then what is there? Next we will talk about exceptions where these rules are not followed. So what are the exceptions? Exceptions here is first of all countries, as I have just mentioned that with the names of countries as though are proper nouns, these are proper nouns, but still we are adding the here. Why we are adding the here? There because it comes under the category of exceptions. There is no rule behind it, right? So now then next what we need to take up as newspapers, with the names of newspapers, that is which is also a proper noun. You need to add on the with them. Then what else? Well-known buildings or works of arts, right? For example, the Taj Mahal, and then whatsoever example you can give. Buildings, names of the Red Fort, you need to use the with them. So now here is with this our topic of today is over. So till then let's stay